Congratulations again, pioneers. Before I tell you what you didn't know, please listen. I know exactly what you've been feeling. For months, you've been checking your phone every single day, refreshing social media, jumping into Telegram groups at 3 in the morning, asking the same question over and over again. When is Mainnet coming? When can we actually use our Pi? And every single time, crickets radio silence from the core team. No updates, no timelines, just waiting and more waiting. But what if I told you that this silence wasn't a delay at all? What if everything, and I mean everything, was perfectly planned for November 22nd? What if the core team wasn't ignoring us, but instead was building something so massive, so revolutionary, that they couldn't risk showing their hand too early? Today, everything changes. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why the wait was necessary, and why November 22nd is about to blow your mind. But first, you need to understand what was really happening behind the scenes while we were all panicking. Let's first greet and welcome you all, Pioneer family scattered across every corner of this beautiful planet. Whether you're tuning in from the bustling streets of Lagos, the vibrant cities of Manila, the tech hubs of Jakarta, the financial centers of London, or anywhere else this amazing community calls home, you are exactly where you need to be right now. Before we dive into the real truth behind the core team's silence and why November 22nd changes everything, I need to see our global community light up the comment section. Smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Drop a comment saying, "Pi to the moon," along with your country name. Let's fill this section with flags from every corner of the world and show that Pi pioneers understand the difference between panic and patience, between noise and strategy. I'm Nathan, and over the next several minutes, I'll reveal exactly why the core team went silent for months, what they were really building behind closed doors, and why November 22nd is the day that proves every skeptic wrong. This isn't speculation. This is about understanding the master plan that's been unfolding right in front of us. So, let's get into it. Let's be completely honest here. The crypto community has not been kind to Pi Network. I've read the comments, I've seen the tweets, people calling it a scam, saying it's never going to launch, claiming the core team was just stringing everyone along. The frustration was real, and I get it. When you've been mining for years and you can't access your coins, doubt creeps in. But here's what nobody was paying attention to. While everyone was complaining about the silence, the core team was doing something that no other cryptocurrency project has ever done before. They were building real-world utility from the ground up. Think about it. Bitcoin launched, and then people spent years trying to figure out what to do with it. Ethereum launched, and developers had to build applications on top of it. But Pi Network? They've been doing it backwards, in the best way possible. They've been securing partnerships, building infrastructure, and creating an entire ecosystem before full mainnet launch. This wasn't a delay. This was calibration. This was making absolutely sure that when the gates opened, everything would work perfectly. Because imagine if they had rushed it. Imagine if mainnet launched and the network crashed, or transactions failed, or the price collapsed because there was nowhere to actually spend. Your Pi the haters would have had a field day. So the core team made a choice. Stay quiet, keep building, and only reveal everything when it was bulletproof. And that date they've been building toward? November 22nd. But you're probably wondering, what's so special about that date? Well, that's where things get really interesting. Now, I need you to pay very close attention to what I'm about to tell you, because this is where everything starts to make sense. You've probably heard rumors, seen speculation, maybe even dismissed some wild predictions about Pi's future price. But what if those predictions weren't wild at all? $314,159. That's not a random number. That's 3.14159, the mathematical constant Pi with dollar signs attached. And while I'm not here to promise you that's going to be the exact price, I am here to tell you that the core team has been positioning Pi Network for valuation that would make it one of the most valuable digital assets on the planet. How is that even possible? Because of what's coming on November 22nd. The core team hasn't just been building a cryptocurrency, They've been building a complete financial system that works in the real world, right now, today. We're talking about partnerships with payment processors that will allow you to walk into a store and pay with Pi just like you would with a credit card. We're talking about ATM integration, actual physical machines where you can withdraw cash using your Pi balance. This isn't some far-off dream, this is infrastructure that's been in development for months, while everyone was complaining about the silence. And here's the thing that gets me excited. When you have real utility, when you have actual use cases, when you can buy groceries and pay rent and book flights with a cryptocurrency, the value isn't speculative anymore, it becomes real. It becomes undeniable. But the ATM machines and payment systems are just the beginning. What's really going to shock people is who the core team has been talking to behind closed doors. This is where things get absolutely crazy, and this is information that's been kept under wraps until now. The core team hasn't been silent because they had nothing to say. They've been silent because they were in active negotiations with some of the biggest names in technology and finance. I'm talking about influencers with millions of followers who are about to promote Pi Network to audiences that have never even heard of it. I'm talking about businesses that are going to accept Pi as payment from day one. I'm talking about financial institutions that are recognizing Pi as a legitimate asset. Think about what happened with Bitcoin when major companies started accepting it. Think about what happened with Ethereum when developers started building on it. Now imagine that happening all at once, in a coordinated launch, with partnerships already in place before the general public even has full access. That's the genius of November 22nd. It's not just a mainnet launch, it's a global coordinated rollout of an entire ecosystem. When people wake up that morning, they're going to see Pi Network everywhere. News articles, social media campaigns, celebrity endorsements, business announcements. It's going to be impossible to ignore. And for everyone who's been mining since the beginning, for everyone who believed when others called it a scam, for everyone who held on through the silence and the doubt, that day is going to feel like vindication. Because you'll be holding an asset that the entire world suddenly wants. But here's what nobody's talking about yet, and this might be the most important piece of the puzzle. November 22nd isn't a random date. The core team chose this specific moment for very calculated reasons, and when you understand the bigger picture, everything clicks into place. First, let's talk about the global economy. Traditional markets have been unstable. People are looking for alternatives to traditional banking. Trust in government currencies is declining. This is exactly the environment where a decentralized, user-friendly cryptocurrency can thrive. Second, the regulatory landscape has been shifting. The core team has been watching, waiting, and working behind the scenes to ensure Pi Network launches in compliance with regulations around the world. They've been building relationships with regulators, making sure that when Pi goes live, it doesn't face immediate legal challenges like some other projects have. Third, and this is huge, the technology is finally ready. The blockchain can handle the transaction volume. The KYC process has verified millions of real users. The security measures are in place. Everything that needed to be tested has been tested. November 22nd isn't just a launch date, it's the culmination of years of preparation. And fourth, the community is at critical mass. There are tens of millions of pioneers around the world, all waiting for this moment. When Mainnet fully opens, the network effect is going to be unlike anything we've seen in crypto before. Bitcoin had early adopters. Ethereum had developers. Pi has everyday people from every country on Earth, all ready to use it immediately. This is why the silence was necessary. If the core team had been giving us updates every week, if they'd been teasing announcements and building hype prematurely, speculation would have gone wild. Expectations would have been impossible to meet. Instead, they stayed quiet. They built everything properly, and now they're ready to deliver all at once. But there's one more thing you need to understand about what's coming, and it's going to change how you think about cryptocurrency forever. Here's what makes Pi Network fundamentally different from every other cryptocurrency project out there. It's not just about trading on exchanges. It's not just about holding and hoping the price goes up. It's about actually using your Pi in everyday life, starting immediately. Imagine waking up on November 23rd. You open your Pi app and suddenly you have options. You can transfer Pi to your bank account through verified exchanges. You can walk to an ATM machine and withdraw cash using your Pi balance. You can open your favorite shopping app and see Pi listed as a payment option right next to credit cards and PayPal. This is what the core team has been building. Complete integration into the financial system. And it's not just in one country or one region. This is global infrastructure designed to work everywhere for everyone. The payment processors that are partnering with Pi Network handle billions of transactions every year. The businesses that are preparing to accept Pi include major brands that you interact with every single day. This isn't some niche cryptocurrency that only tech people use. This is designed to be as easy as using the money in your wallet right now. And the beauty of it is, Pi has something that Bitcoin and Ethereum don't have. A massive user base that's already familiar with the app, already holding the currency, and already excited to start spending it. There's no learning curve. There's no complicated setup. You just open the app and start using it. This is why the potential value is so high. When you have tens of millions of users ready to spend their Pi, and you have businesses ready to accept it, and you have financial infrastructure ready to support it, the demand is going to be enormous. And with a fixed supply and real utility, the economics work in favor of everyone who held on through the wait. So here we are. After years of mining, months of silence, and countless moments of doubt, we're finally at the finish line. November 22nd isn't just another date on the calendar. It's the day that Pi Network proves everyone wrong. The core team wasn't silent because they didn't care. They were silent because they were building something that required absolute focus and discretion. They were securing partnerships, developing infrastructure, and creating an ecosystem that will change how people think about cryptocurrency. For everyone who's been with Pi from the beginning, this is your moment. For everyone who believed when others laughed, who kept mining when others quit, who held on through the uncertainty, you're about to be rewarded in ways that most people can't even imagine. Yet November 22nd is coming. The silence is about to end. And when it does, the whole world is going to understand exactly what the core team has been building. Get ready, because everything is about to change. This is the moment we've been waiting for, and it's going to be bigger than anyone expected.